Welcome to the stream. Sorry, give me a second. Hi. My dog's already coming in to cause trouble. Although she decided for once just to lay down instead of barking. So that's good. The other one's in here too, but I don't think I can get the camera on her. But yeah. Hello, welcome to stream. And I am going to continue drawing some Buffy the Vampire Slayer characters in the style of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure because I am a nerd, clearly. So last time I was still working on this line art. I barely touched it at all since then. But when I streamed last time, I had done the refined line art for Xander, but I hadn't really done his stand, and I worked on it a little bit. But what I mostly did was work on the colors for Buffy, and I decided to do her stand, because I mean they're Buffy characters, they don't have them, but as the Slayer, or the essence of the Slayer itself, I don't know. But I decided to do elements of the mud that the first Slayer puts on her face and stuff. Xander, for his stand, I wanted to convey the weird military knowledge that he has despite never being in the military. And as well as I put the heart on his chest where you would have military medals and stuff, because he's also the heart of the group kind of thing. What his stand does, I don't know, but it looks like that. And then I just did some really squiggly sketches. I haven't finished these for Kendra and Willow. For Kendra's stand, I wanted to make it Mr. Pointy, and so I tried to do for this sort of trailing body, kind of give it those weird twists and stuff that Mr. Pointy has. And then I gave it arms and things to make it into a creature. And then I do love the pose that I ended up putting her in, because it's just fun. And then for Willow, I wanted to do dark Willow as her stand. So I have her, in this nice powerful whatever kind of position, and then her stand is going to be more dark Willow with the black eyes and the black hair, kind of reaching around her. So anyways, those are just my base sketches for those that I did off stream for these. And yeah, so today I keep going back and forth as to whether I want to work on the base colors for Xander or whether I want to start doing some rendering for Buffy, because part of me wants to do this to just keep it consistent, but then I'm the rendering would be fun. So I'm also a little nervous to try and render stuff more in a Jojo style, because I have never done it. So I don't know. I'm nervous to do that for the first time live on stream. So, because doing the base colors, you're doing the base colors, whatever. Anyway, I have to decide how much of a coward I want to be today. No, I will start working on colors for render, and then if I feel it's too stressful for me to do it on stream, I'll switch over and start working on base colors for Xander, I think. Anyways, Buffy. Yeah. I feel one thing I could have done is add some more like lines in here, because I do feel like a lot of the stuff has more like distinct, I mean that's just with manga and anime in general, where they have more distinct shapes in the hair that are lined out rather than just implied with textures. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would be difficult, and I'm lazy. I'm very lazy. Anyway, so I'm trying to decide what brushes I think would be good, because I don't render anywhere near this style usually. So I gotta think about it. This is what I mean about being nervous about trying to figure this out on stream, because it's not my usual stuff. I feel like it's a pretty sharp, like sharp line shadows, you know? And that I do sometimes, so it's not completely though, because like if you look here, like on her stomach, there is like a highlight here that is very subtle, and then it kind of, you know, goes less like of that like white peachy to like more peachy. Anyways, nothing like just staring at a character's stomach for a while because you're procrastinating in drawing your own stuff. Anyway, I am gonna color pick from the shadows on her, because I did decide to do that for Buffy's skin tone. I tried to pick one of the more like neutral-ish tones, like not the shadow but not the highlight either. So we'll see. This could go in any way. Hopefully it's a good thing. Is this no? And once again, I suffer from not organizing my layers. Just don't look at that. I should just start covering up. There we go. I should just start putting the webcam directly on top of where my layers are at, so no one can see what I have done, and that I almost never label any of my layers, and it gets me into trouble a lot. Yeah, so that's fun. Okay, making my brush smaller because it needs to be in order to do these nice delicate things. Delicate, they're like sharp angles. I don't know why I'm calling them delicate. Anyways, sometimes I think it's better when I don't talk. Oh, the other thing I did is I just used the brush that I usually use for line art, and I really shouldn't have, because it's not really anything like, well, you can't tell because this is pixelated. Hold on. Let me hop over to Xander, because I've got some less pixelated reference photos. That one's still pretty bad. Like, they use a brush that doesn't have any, like, squiggliness in itself. Like, you know, their lines aren't, like, perfect or anything. They're really good, though. But the brush itself doesn't have any squiggle to it. They're also, for, like, the anime, except for, like, certain scenes, the lines are, like, really thin. And I don't know. This is about as thin as I get. But yeah, anyways. This is me just being analytical about what I'm seeing. Anyway. So the hard part, again, is trying to do this the way that someone else would to try and emulate the style. And some styles, that's not too hard. Even this, like, if you look at her hands are very much drawn in my own style, because I can do either, like, really detailed, like, painted hands that look like good painted hands, and I can do these really, really simplified hands, and I can't do the like in between of like, actually I'm gonna shut my door because I can hear my dad also works from home, and so yeah. And usually at this time there's not a lot of noise from that, but I can tell he's on calls today. But anyways, what I was saying, so my hands, I can do these, and I can do really detailed hands, and I can't do like the in between of like how these are still cartoon hands, but they have like more detail to them than like my cartoony hands do. Basically I can't do anime hands. Anime hands are too detailed, but not detailed enough. Which is absolute nonsense, but because of that I was like, I'm not gonna try too hard for that, because otherwise they're gonna end up looking really bad. And I figured I could do the more like Jojo looking stuff while still having the hands in my style, because until I pointed it out, I don't think it was like that noticeable. Unless you are like also a really analytical art person. So yeah. Hopefully I'm correct and nobody noticed until I said anything that these are not very Jojo. Anyway, I have no idea what I'm doing right now because, again, trying to like render something the way that somebody else would can be really difficult. So we'll see. Right now, I feel like I've just fallen into how I would do it, with some very subtle differences that, again, unless I point them out, they're like no one's gonna notice. But it doesn't necessarily look very much like that. I think I have some thicker parts. I don't know. This is what I mean. Trying to do this like while, or trying to figure it out while on stream it's hard. Why did I voluntarily decide to do this? Why did I put myself through it? Oops, apparently I'm drawing on the wrong layer because I meant to put a layer above this and I didn't. So that's great. I'm gonna do that now. I'm just gonna leave this alone because I don't want to deal with it. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like whenever I'm on stream, I am never doing my best. I never expect it to turn out like, just like, whoa, that's so good, because I get distracted so easily. And so I usually am fine with just like, it looks fine, you know? Whereas like when I'm doing my stuff, just no pressure, off stream, whatever, I definitely put a lot more effort into the like little things. So like for instance, this kind of bleeds over, and like I'll fix that now that I see it, but I'm not gonna bother fixing that like these lines don't connect all the way and like stuff like that. But the line work, I tend to let it be messier than I would if I was doing this off stream, because it's just like a lot of work and I don't want to think about it. Let's see. I know how I would shade this if it was just me. But how? Okay. I feel like there's like some subtle, there's an ab here shading. This would be a little more pronounced. What else? So also, when I started doing these last week, I think, I was only in season 4, I think. Like, I had just gotten to season 4. And was it? No, I can't remember because I've watched a lot of it. So now I'm in Jolene's season, which is... No, I think I was in season 3 because I think her season is 5. I don't know. It's numbers and I don't know. There's a lot of Jojos and they're all great. And anyways, I'm in the middle of her season and I love her. So that's pretty great. I've loved every single Jojo. They're all so good. And I like that that like they're all like distinct from each other, but I don't dislike any of them. And a lot of times when you're like, you know, trying so hard to make everyone just distinct from each other, sometimes you end up with something that's like clearly like worse than the last one because you were trying, you know, too hard to get it to be different, that it just kind of ends up and I don't feel that at all with this show. Like, they're all really great and I love them. Like, yeah, I have favorites. I think she's starting to be a favorite for me. Because she's just so much fun. And then, you know, I'm biased because I'm a girl, so I like seeing a cool girl. So, oh, my dog's screaming. Anyway, so she's got that going for her. But I'm just really enjoying her. I think I'm pretty basic here in that I really like Jotaro, and everything I've seen, everyone really likes Jotaro, but I don't know. I've literally only been watching this show for a couple weeks, so, but it is rapidly becoming a favorite for me. Like, it's been a while since a show has won me over so hard, so fast, you know? Which is always just a really fun feeling to just have something... What am I even doing with this? To just have something really just strike you. And again, like, I feel like I have not really had anything like that in a while. So this is just super nice. Let me see, we're probably about there. I don't know. Oh, Sasha. No. You don't need to bark. Hey, go back to sleep. You don't need to bark. She looks confused. Sasha, are you a good girl? You settle down? She is adorable. Oh, big yawn. Big yawn right as I started to turn away. She did wake up my other dog who was dreaming, but she immediately laid back down. Let's see if I can get her. Barely. Just a vague gray lump that is dog. Anyways. Now I've ruined my camera because, you know what, it was worth it. Dogs are always worth it. Here we go. Let me... Okay. I don't know if that's better. Alright, anyway. Dogs? Good. Animals? Good. Anyway. Don't. Somebody's trying to be barky again. I think it's because I closed the door, and now that she's awake, she does not like that. Because I don't like whatever I'm doing here. It's like a little more forward, I think, the way that they have it. And then it's because I'm kind of mixing some stuff that they have going on here, and it's not looking right in my version. Sasha, you don't need to bark. Do you need me to let you out of the room? Because I can. Okay, I'm gonna erase this. Oh my goodness, dog. I'm gonna let her out of the room. You don't need to bark to be let out. You can just go to the door. Anyway. I love that dog. She's also the bane of my existence. Yeah, she has fully woken up the other one. Let's see. You can kind of see her. Not very well. But, yeah. Oh, and her head's back down. She does not care. Labs are like that. I'm not certain labs care about anything other than being cozy. Anyways, I feel like I am doing a bad job. But I'm just gonna keep going anyway. Let me see. Her shoulder was like pretty distinct the way that they did it. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty easy. Because they have it like this because her head's tilting that way. And mine, the head is not tilting that way. But it's still going to have a little bit of that shadow. Just not to the same extent. I don't know. Not loving how this is going, but sometimes you just gotta do the thing. I feel like there'd be like a collarbone bit. I also feel like this brush is a little rounder at times than what I want. I don't know. I may have to switch over and work on Xander instead, because I am stressing out a little bit about this one. I feel like I'm kind of jumping back and forth sort of between what I'm seeing and what my regular shading style is, which I guess is fine, because I'm never, like, unless I like really sat down and focused, which again I don't ever do on streams, I'm never gonna capture the style fully. I just want it to be like enough that it's recognizable. Whereas again, if I was doing this like more on my own time, well, yeah, on my own time instead of like on my work hours, I would definitely do it a little differently. I would take a lot more time and try and be a lot more focused. But I'm not, so trying to let myself be not as stressed here. Yeah. that's good enough, I think. For the highlights, there's like a couple ways I could do it. I'm kind of debating. I think the easier way, here, let me actually color grab the lighter part here. I think the easier way, honestly, is going to be to kind of scribble it in to an extent. Like, not like scribble, but you know, but just sort of blob it in, and then after that oh, I didn't even pay attention to how her nose is shaded. Oh my gosh. All right, it's just like a block along. Okay, hold up. It's one of these style, which that I can do. Okay, back to this. So just kind of trying to block the shapes in, and then do like a little bit over here too. No, actually I don't like that. To just do the really soft blender. Oh yeah, that works pretty well. Yeah, because the way that it's actually, I kind of blended that one out of existence. Hold on. That is the problem with this particular blender, is that it smooths things out so much that it is very possible to just make it disappear because you've flattened the colors out so much. It's the hazard of the really super smooth blender. But yeah, I think that kind of creates that look, at least enough. There's a lot more sort of subtle shifts in the colors than I think I am up for to do on stream. You know, it's funny because, like, again, when I'm like painting something or whatever, I will take just like so much time trying to get it to be, you know, just so, and I will go, you know, layer by layer and just get really precise and about like what needs to be soft and what needs to have like more of a harder edge, and you know, all that kind of thing. And then on stream, if I'm painting, I still put effort into it. If I'm doing like more stylized stuff, I just immediately give up. It's too much to try and do good and talk. Yeah. Okay, clothes I think are rendered very similarly. Yeah, so you have some like subtle, here's like highlight, and then into like the base green, and then some distinct shadows. So it's mostly the same style-wise. Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. It looks pretty much, honestly, it looks consistent throughout, of just like a little bit of soft color and a little bit of hard and dark. So that's not too bad. You know what? What is this layer? Oh, that's background stuff. Yeah, let's go for skin over here. Is it skin? I'm honestly, with stands, I don't know what they're made of. Are the ones that are human shaped, human textured? Oh, hi. Sorry, let me read your chat. It's kind of long. Oh, I don't do like promotional stuff from other people for channels. Just because, or promotional, I don't have other people do promotional stuff for me because I would be really picky about it, and I would have to really ensure that it's not like a scam kind of thing, and that's often very difficult. So, yeah. Thank you for stopping by. Anyways, I feel like I have a general idea of how this one goes. See, now here's my question to myself. How come I remembered to draw like a booby line on the Slayer one and not on Buffy? Anyway, I also think, oh no, they both have collarbones. For a minute I was like, I don't think I gave Buffy the collarbone line. It's just that I didn't give either of them the like middle bit. And my shadow for it is way off, but we're gonna ignore that. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm trying to decide if I feel like this purple is a little too dark. For like the colors I have going, it might be. Yeah, I think I want to go a little bit lighter, just based on the base purple. Undoing. Okay. Like, yeah, that seems more like similar color value of what we have going on either side here. Okay. So, can I make this look good? Actually, I think I kind of just could follow this line and pretty much have very close to what I already have and just like erase a little bit. That's pretty dang close. There we go. Okay. Let me actually scoot this over so it's a little more central to me as I go. Yeah. Here is chin. That is one thing that I actually like, really enjoy, is like chin shadows. I don't know why, but most of the time I just like doing those. I think because they're so like distinct, I guess. When you're doing it in this style. My dog is barking again, and I don't know why. Okay, so for her, I have to actually shade like all the arms and everything. Which, by the way, it is intentional that I'm sort of making the light go in the opposite directions. Because I know that it could kind of look like I was doing a weird thing. Which, I mean, I guess I am doing a weird thing, but it's on purpose. Okay. Belly button. Where's, like, the hip gonna be? I guess that is kind of covered. Do, like, a little implication of abs here. Here we go. Try and get the shadow where the arm would be, or the shadow of the arm. This is what I mean about, like, it's impossible to, like, talk and draw. And yet I continue to choose to do it. Um, I don't know. Maybe someday I'll be very good at talking and drawing because I've been attempting to talk and draw for at that point will be so long. But I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, no, I don't think anyone has ever successfully spoken and drawn at the same time. Because it takes up too much brain. And my dog is barking again. Let's try to put this shadow actually in a good spot. There we go. That's a lot more, I think, real. I say as I'm drawing this strange, essentially creature. I don't know. I don't know what the stands are. I'm not sure anyone knows what the stands are. And like some of them are like alive-ish, and then or like sentient and will like talk on their own, and then others are like completely dependent on the like stand user or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know what the rules are. I don't know which ones are like considered alive. I don't know. There's no rules that I can determine. They're just like, I don't know. I feel like this one should talk. And then it does. And they're like, this one can do its own stuff. It doesn't even matter what the person who controls it wants. It's just gonna do its own thing. And then, like, it does. And another one is like, it's impossible to do anything without a command. And I don't understand who makes these rules. What's the author's name? Because it's somebody's fault, and I would assume that would be the author. Anyway, I think it's funny because Jojo makes very little sense, like ever, and yet it's so entertaining that it just does not matter how little sense it makes. Alright, so I know it's a little more distinct in like the way they do the legs. I also feel like most of the Jojo characters, just like in general, you like don't really ever see their actual legs. So I don't know. I know at times you do, but I can't like picture any time that is. Okay. Do like that maybe. No, that looks weird. I think I carried this line a little further than a normal Jojo style. Maybe. Why is art difficult? I will never know. Okay. It's not terrible. That's, that's all I can ask for is not terrible. So now I want to do just the barely lighter. Let me see. Okay, that should work. Start coloring that in. And again, it's nice because I feel like I don't have to be super precise with this shape since I'm going to blend it out. So I get to be a lot more scribbly, which is always nice. Go like there. I don't know what I'm doing over here. Yeah. I don't know. Go for a little shine on the butt because I think it's always funny to do that. Yeah. Just that nice, subtle blending. I feel like the way that they do this is very much like in that kind of like a little will go a long way. Because it really does add to it. And yet, if you just glance at the drawing and you're not like, you know, analyzing it or trying to figure it out like I have been, that you're just going to be like, oh yeah, this like looks nice, whatever. And you're not necessarily even going to notice the, you know, more subtle aspect of the shading. You're just going to go like, oh, that's nice. And, oh, I didn't do any there. I'll change that in a minute. You know, it's not until you're like really focusing on it that you see this nice subtle highlight. You know, the shadows are a lot more distinct than the highlight, and I appreciate that. Okay, I kind of did that not exactly how they do, but whatever. Okay, back to my brush because I forgot to do anything over here. I feel like that's definitely a good place for it. All right, and there we go. Just scribble it out. Okay, so we have skin tones. Good. I think, well, hold on. Go ahead and merge some layers because I don't want things to get all mixed up. Well, they're already all mixed up because I have problems. Okay. So, let me see. I'm kind of just going from bottom to top, essentially, of like whatever has been shaded on whatever layer. So, total chaos, essentially. So we have that, and then, yeah, we have the gold, and then, there we go. That's what I wanted to get to. Want to do, let me see. Oh, I'm on the wrong brush to test that. Hold on. Maybe just like a smidge darker, not a lot. Actually, here's a bigger spot. I think that's easier. Yeah, that looks good to me. So, add a layer. Here we go. I think I'm getting the hang of it. Again, I don't think it's gonna be like, you know, perfectly Jojo style, but I don't think I ever really I don't think I ever thought it was going to look like really perfect or anything, because otherwise I would have put a lot more effort in right at the beginning. Because yeah, that's how I work, is if it's like a just for funsies kind of drawing, I definitely will put less effort into it. I don't know. at the very least, it's less effort into, actually, with the light going, I have to think about something real quick. I think with the way the light goes, no, that would still be kind of funky like that, but I think over here actually would be a little more subtle. Okay. I do not know. You'd think I would know how light works after doing art for a very long time. No, I don't. I'm not certain anyone does. Anyway, you can tell how confident I am in many of my artistic abilities. You can tell from my commentary. No, like, in all honesty, I do genuinely enjoy my own art style and everything. But that's part of why this one is difficult, because it's not in my art style. It's in somebody else's, and their stuff's really cool. So yeah, gotta capture the coolness, and yet, well, actually, hold on, that's kind of funky. Be like a little bit here. Have the shadow from the nose. I don't know. But what I didn't do earlier that I should have is, let me go back down to this layer. I didn't put the shadow in this part. And that needs just a bit of shadow. Okay. So back to this. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Let me see how a thing looks. Hold on. Okay, yeah, the shadow does kind of carry down into this. I have the wrong, oh, I'm on the wrong layer. That's what it is. Because I switched down to do the other thing. Okay. Chaotic here. There's that. Hands. Oh, also this little handprint, which I need to do. Okay. Oh wait, there's more handprint. Yeah. Okay. That's looking like something. Here we go. Do these hands. See if I can get them looking anything like the hands facing across from the... Oh, and I'm on the wrong layer. We're just gonna ignore that. It's fine. I did the same thing with the other hands too. Like where there's specifically the hands are shaded on the wrong layer. Not that it matters anymore because I did merge those layers down, but it mattered at the time. Okay. What am I doing? Here we go. And we'd have more coming from over here. Okay. That's pretty good. This is not going as bad as I kind of wondered if it would, to try and figure out a whole other render style while on camera. So that's good. Yay me. we go. Fingers. I don't know why this finger ended up so much thicker than the other fingers, but oops. And it's on both because I essentially just flipped them because I knew I wanted them to be mirrored, so why wouldn't I do it that way? Okay, so, wait, did I do, okay. Her other foot is just a fiery mess, so I did not need to do that. So, grab this original color, go slightly lighter, and now I can start doing my highlight stuff. I cannot tell if there's any difference. Hold on, let me okay. This is the problem with being colorblind, is that if it's too subtle, I cease to see it. This one I could see, and I put it about the same distance, but it's a green, and that is a lot more difficult for me. So if it's at the same distance, I'm just gonna trust that it's there. I wonder if I can see it on the actual stream, because sometimes the colors are, no, I see it even less actually when I look at the actual stream thing, so that's fun. Yeah, no, anyways, I like greens, they're very difficult, so I'm not surprised that this is the one that I just straight up cannot see. I can see it if I like get real close to the screen, and that's it. So that's fun for me. I don't really know how this would be highlighted, because I guess it would just be kind of a nice distinct line, kinda. Okay, it's kind of more in like the triangle of this. I don't know. We'll see if I can even successfully blend stuff up with how well I can see it. So, yeah. This was a great color choice for me. I've made a good decision. No. That's why I just ended up making the brush a little bigger, because that way, even if I am not perfect, it's still gonna blend stuff. I literally cannot tell if there's any difference there. Oh boy. I don't know. Let me I know I put it over here. I'm just trying to remember where I put the color. Because if I do that, then it doesn't matter that I can't see it. Okay. Oh, I think I already did that. Well, that was something. I cannot tell a difference. That looks exactly the same as it did a moment ago. Yeah. I don't know, but I'm scared to make it more contrasty in case it does show up and it's just that I can't see it, because I can't tell when it's like actually a problem or if it's just me not seeing the color right, because I can't. So yay for me. Good stuff. All right, here we go. Yeah, not bad. I'm gonna go back down to the purple because I wanted to kind of make it bigger contrast here, and then I wanted to do some flamey shapes. Just to, you know, get that looking a little better. Which it does not right now because I'm going so blobby with it. But that's fine because I'm going to blend it out. Okay. There we go. Make it bigger for a second. Just so I can color this in quickly. Here we go. And blender. There we go. That's pretty good. Just a nice, simple way to have a fire glow. Nothing too spectacular, but it doesn't need to be. This is my like drawing fire speed run. It's just blobs and then blending. There we go. Getting those shapes in there. So that's the other thing too, is you can really make things, you know, extra like wispy with this, and I think that that is fun to do. Okay, I'm gonna do all the way to white real quick and just kind of do a little bit in like the center of this. Okay. Anyways, I think this is just straight up like how I do fiery stuff. I didn't even try to look at like Jojo fire. I mean, I don't imagine it could be like that different, but maybe it is. It's just like a nice little glow, you know? Yeah. Okay. Easy fire. Where am I at on time? Oh, cool. I've been going for exactly an hour. So, going pretty well. We got skin tones. We got my random fire. We have highlight in the green that may or may not exist. So I want to do probably the clothes next. Oh, hair would be okay too. Yeah, let's do hair. Which for this is gonna definitely have to be more going into like highlight zone because it's so dark. It's not like not fully black because I don't really like to use totally black except for the line art, and even then sometimes I'll change it. Although I can't remember the last time I did a different color than black on stream. But that's besides the point. So Oh, I'm still on the dang blender. And I'm on the wrong layer because, once again, I'm a genius. So, I'm so good at this. Anyway, I think, well, how do they do, it was like, again, it's like the sharp lines and then softer. So, I think honestly what I need to do is just some sharper lines of the highlight. I think that's actually gonna be better for getting this color across. I could be not lazy and actually look up how they do color, but that would be ridiculous. Why would I ever do something helpful? Yeah. It's like, I guess I could go like full black and get some color in there, but I just feel like it's not really gonna be that effective. That's the big problem. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Do I want to try and add like some bits like this? Because that's what do. I think that's helpful. I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna leave it more like that. Unless I could maybe go more squiggle shapes. Looks a little more. I don't love it, I don't hate it. So I'll just leave it. This is just, you know, me figuring out stuff. Do I want to do it that way? No, I don't want to do it that way. I think at least for now I'm gonna leave the hair like that. Let me scooch on down to Buffy because her hair is gonna be easier. So I should have done it first because always do the easy stuff first. Especially when you're streaming and you might run out of time and therefore you're only doing easy things on stream. That's how you do it. No. Don't ever listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. If that wasn't already clear. I know, it's very subtle. I did not change layers. Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's that I'm not even on her hair. I was on this yellow. Okay. I can do things. I promise. I'm a capable adult. Obviously. That's not what I meant to do. Is it ever? Is it ever what I meant to do? The answer is no. No, that's not true. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing, 'cause I'm trying a new thing. Alright, okay. Again, I'm feeling the I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Sometimes I will click on or off the eraser too soon, and cause myself problems. Okay. The other thing I should be doing that I haven't been, because apparently I like to make my life harder for myself, is actually like selecting parts of the drawing in order to color it, but instead I'm just suffering unnecessarily. So, you know, fun stuff. I did not like how that went. The longer I draw, I think the more I just like sing things that are in my brain. Why? I don't know. There's no answer. If we do like a shape like that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. But it's not bad. And that's the important thing. As long as it is not ugly, I'm good. That? Okay. Here we go. Also, in case you're wondering what on earth, or why on earth I decided to draw these two things together, I mentioned last time that I was house sitting, which is why I wasn't able to do a stream the week before. But while I was house sitting, I watched basically nothing but Buffy and Jojo. And so then that's literally all I could think about. And you know, that hasn't changed. I think my brain, I have exactly 3 brain cells. One is dedicated to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The other one is dedicated to One Piece. And then the third one is the one that gets to change, you know? And right now, it's all about Jojo. Although, I'm really, really liking Jojo, so maybe it'll just get stuck permanently, and I can grow a 4th brain cell to take over the duties of the previous one. Because it's definitely becoming a favorite of mine. I'm just really, really enjoying it. Do I even like that? I don't like it. Goodbye. I think that's gonna be it for the shadows. I actually kind of am really enjoying this, I guess, style of shading and rendering and all that. Like, I like having the hard shadows and the soft highlights. What? I don't think I can see this one either, and that surprises me because it's yellow. And I should be able to see the variations in yellow. Or should I? Maybe not, actually. I don't know. I'm just over here learning new stuff about my color blindness. What if I make it just like a smidge more distinct? Like, let me try and erase whatever I have. Okay, hold on. I don't know if I did. Okay, I can kind of see it. I'm gonna make it even lighter. Oops. Here we go. Oh my gosh, you know what? I think I was on the eraser. Okay, I thought everything was about to change, and it did not. I still cannot see what I am doing. So that's fun. That's very fun. All right. It should be lighter though. Oh wait, I can kind of see it. Like, just a smidge. And I mean, when you're trying to be all subtle about the shading, I guess that's all you need. It's just a smidge. No, I'm gonna go more. I want to see it. I want to see what I have done. Okay, see this I can see. And again, I don't know if it's just me or not, because I never know when it's actually a problem and when it is that I can't see the colors. Unless I have someone like right with me to be like, no, I can't see that either. And then I'm always like, cool. That's good. I'm not missing anything. Yeah. Just some good old highlights. You know, blonde is supposed to be nice and light anyway. I went more yellow with her blonde than I would do for like a more realistic piece, because, you know, doing the yellow blonde is like really fun, but it's super not realistic. It's really cute though. It just makes it more poppy, you know? The other thing that's nice is that, like, the colors in Jojo will just randomly change. And therefore, if anything is wrong with how I've done the colors, I can just be like, no, it's fine, because it's a Jojo. And nobody cares about the weird color changes in Jojo. No, they're so good though. I love the way they do that. They're like, oh, something intense is happening? Let's make all the colors weird. And they're gorgeous, and I love it. I love that they've chosen to do that. Again, like, that's one of the things that I feel like it's part of why it's rapidly becoming a favorite, is because of just like things like that, you know, they're completely unnecessary. They only exist to be like a fun and artistic thing. They have no point, and I enjoy things that they're like, you know, we just did this because we could, and it looks nice. So I like the weird Jojo color changes. Okay, so it's all right now. I don't think it's great. Oh, one of the things that I like really liked in I think the problem with watching them all at once is I cannot tell you which season was which. Like, I can differentiate what happened in each season because they're so distinct, but I don't remember like the order exactly. I could if I thought about it, but the season with Josuke, who is like, it's the season that they're all just in a town, and it's great. But that season, I really like that the town is like never just ordinary colors. It's like the sky is always like a I don't know, like a yellow or a pink or whatever. I don't remember what colors they picked. I I think at one point it is like a teal. Um, but like that town is just never drawn as just like a ordinary ordinary color scheme. It's exclusively in colors that don't make any sense in the real world, and because of that, it just like it really like pops in such a fun way. um and it just sort of makes sort of the ridiculousness of how the characters look, it like really like fills in the world, so to speak. Like in the season with Jojo, where they're like going around to like all these real world places and stuff, and the environments are done up to look pretty normal for where they're at, or at least anime normal. And yet the characters are so ridiculous looking that it I mean, it still works, but they don't like mesh the same way as in the next season, where the town is as strange as the characters, and so it's like they really belong there. But yeah, I mean, and in part I feel like that's part of the point of that one, is because they are just going to be in the same town the whole time, is you have to kind of, you know, create that space and make it like like make it interesting enough that it's just as cool as going, you know, from Japan to Egypt and all the places that they stopped in between, and versus like we're just in one town, and it's like, well, it's still a really cool town, and it really works with how part of the idea of that season is like that they all belong there. And so the fact that they really like mesh design wise with the town itself is like so cool to me. Sorry, I'm going like full nerd here. I love that. I love that their design and the town's design goes so good, and yet you have like you know, the season with Jojo and everything, where they don't mesh with their environment, but they don't belong there. They're traveling there to fix something that's wrong with, you know, like their family, but like that's like the point, like isn't to like ground them in these places. It's that they're having to travel through them. And, you know, to a similar extent, like the season that's all in Italy, like the characters look insane. And yet it's like, again, anime, but it's Italy. It's as Italy as it's gonna get in an anime. And like I love how, because they're traveling from place to place, like even though it's still within Italy, you know, you don't want them to be grounded and have the environment match the people. And yet next season you have Jolene, and she's like in prison, and it also has some of that designiness, not to the same extent, at least not where I'm at, as the season with Josuke, but it has that kind of like, we want our characters to fit in this world because it's grounding them there. And it's not, I think in part it's on purpose that it's not to the same extent as with the season where they're all in the town with Josuke, because, you know, they don't belong in the prison, and yet it's that the implication is that they all belong together, you know, that they're getting through all of this together, and it still has that grounding effect, but in a different way. And I wish I could describe it better, because I think it is so cool, and I don't know how much of it's on purpose and how much of it's just what I'm taking out of it. But I think that that's one of the coolest things about art in general, is that whether it's on purpose or not, like you can see these just really incredible things that, again, if they're on purpose, you're like, genius. And if they're not, you're like, genius anyway. It doesn't matter that you stumbled into it, that's still brilliant. So yeah, I'm going all nerd instead of drawing, but I could not focus on drawing and fully expressing how I feel about the, like, just the design of things in Jojo. It's so much fun, and that's like I said, that's why it has like just so rapidly shot up as to like one of my favorite things. Whereas before I was like, I don't know if I really want to watch that because like, I mean, I know it's kind of in the title, but like it looks really weird. And I'm like, eh. And then I've been watching a lot of Drawfee, and anybody who watches Drawfee knows how much that Nathan, one of the artists on there, really loves Jojo. And what sold me was his drawing of himself as a Jojo. I was like, this looks really cool. It's silly, which I love, but like in a way that really like draws me in. And so I was just like, yeah, I'm sold now. I don't know what this weird stand thing is, but it looks cool and I want to know what it is, so I'm gonna watch the show. But yeah, anyways, so I like that someone else's love for a thing. I always like when someone else's love for a thing like draws you into a new thing and then you find out you really love it too. But also, I did not mean to go on the huge I love Jojo rant. It's on my mind because I'm still watching it right now. I could do an I love you Buffy rant too, but it'd be very different. And I've already done I filled my rant quota, so I can't do that. As much as I do adore Buffy, it is my favorite show, but for very different reasons. Obviously, it's not animated, so I can't go on about the animation. What am I doing? Clothes. I need to do clothes. Okay. I think this is... Yes, let's do that, because I already have the colors picked for it. Yeah, again, I did not intend to go on that level of rant. I meant to say just, like, a couple little, and it's really cool, yeah! And then instead, I just kept going. Stop drawing entirely to just be like, and JoJo's so good, I love it. Anyway, I'm a very analytical person, and I feel like if that wasn't obvious before, oh boy is it now. So I went all the way into the nerd crazy just then. But I'm also a firm believer that it's good to just really love stuff. You know, as long as you're not making it your whole life, it's fun to be a fan of things. It's fun to be passionate about stuff. So as long as, again, you're not making it your whole life, and as long as you're not, like, being a jerk to anybody who doesn't, like, agree with your opinion on, you know, whatever it is that you're really into, then there's no reason not to just love stuff. Stuff's fun. Stuff's good. JoJo's good. I don't think it would be for everyone. There's a lot of body horror. So if you are not comfortable with body horror, it is super not your show. However, if you're totally fine with that, go for it. Or if you're fine with it sometimes, watch it, but just like slowly, so you're only getting it like doses here and there, so to speak. There was only one thing that for me I fast forwarded through, because like I don't love, like, well, I mean, I don't think anybody loves body horror, but like it can gross me out a bit. I have a thing about like people losing limbs, but like because it's animated, it's a little easier for me. But oh, sorry. Now I'm starting to draw badly because I tried to keep drawing while talking about it. Anyways, the only thing I had to fast forward had to do with a specific phobia of mine. And I was like, oh, nope. But is actually probably one of the milder things in the show. It just had to do with a fish, and I'm scared of fish. So I was like, oh no, I cannot I can't do this one. Mm-mm. But again, not actually that bad of a scene if you're not terrified of fish. But yeah, it's got like some things that I don't love, but I also feel like it's still really good. It most of the stuff I don't love is just sort of some of those general anime tropes that get annoying because they are genuinely stupid and I don't like them. Like oh gosh. Like some of the jokes about like, you know, how women are or whatever. I'm like, don't love that. But I feel like that's gotten less and less, which also makes sense because I just read like today that the actual like manga's been going for 20 years, which is really long. And so I'm like, you think about like 2000s and stuff, like that's peak, you know, let's make fun of women and make them objects in anime. And so when you think about it, it's actually done less for that time, and it kind of gets less and less, I think, as it goes on. I could be just biased because I'm enjoying it. But you know, those are like the negatives, is like if you like really really hate that stuff, even if it's, you know, timely, if you can't ignore the anime misogyny, because it does get very frustrating, then again, at least the first few seasons, not for you. But I really enjoy it. It's very silly and a good time. So yeah, that's my recommendation. If you like stuff that makes almost no sense, and I mean, yeah, just if you like stuff that makes almost no sense, and some very fun, weird character designs, yeah, that's it. If you like stuff that, I still don't know if it's intentional or not, but if you like visual metaphors, like I went on my big old rant about, it's good. It's good. I know there are some visual metaphors in there that are like absolutely on purpose, but I have no idea if the town thing's on purpose or not, because I could see that going either way. Okay. Just doing big rants today. Actually, let me glance it. Okay. So they do clothes different than I do clothes. So this is, well, I mean, they do everything different, but they do it more different. I don't know how words work, which is not a great thing for a author to say. But you know what? I am not writing today, so it's not a writing day. So I don't have to do words. I'll do words tomorrow. Yeah, today's art day. I looked at the thing, was like, oh, they do clothes differently than me, and then immediately started doing clothes the way that I do them. So I learned nothing. Let's see, they do like bigger wrinkles for like knees. That's the main thing, I think. I don't know. I feel like they also had bigger wrinkles around here. Oh, my dog's dreaming again. Oh, she's by the door. She probably wanted out and then fell asleep. Which is such a Labrador thing. to be like, oh, I'm just gonna wait without letting you know that I want to move at all, and so therefore you won't help me, and then I'll just fall asleep. And yeah, when I could have been out where I wanted to be if I let anyone know that that's what I wanted. I was just telling my friend this morning that my lab, when I was a kid, we were playing in the front yard, and then a friend of ours came over, so we all went back in the house, and nobody realized that she did not follow us in, and she just hung out there. Like, she didn't care. She didn't bark, she didn't like paw the door, like she just didn't do anything to let anyone know that she was out there. So when, like, it wasn't like a huge amount of time. It was like maybe 20 minutes. Because they were just like stopping by to like say hi and grab something from us. I don't remember. But when our friend left, we opened the door and she's just sitting right outside the door, just like, oh, you guys are back. And just walked on in, and we're like, why didn't you bark or something? Like, how did none of us notice? I mean, to be fair, most of us were children. But like, no barking at all, huh? She just like super didn't care to let us know that she was just sitting out there. Which also makes me wonder if she like went and sniffed around and had like only just gotten back when we opened the door, in which case she really wouldn't have been waiting very long. But I don't know. I'm just like, you're just not gonna tell us what you want, huh? And yet the lab we had before the one that we have now, she absolutely would have been barking. She would have been very upset to not be with the people. So labs are so weird. No, I actually don't like that one. Yeah. This lab we have now, she is the dumbest lab we've ever had, and that is saying a lot because labs are very stupid dogs. Like, oh my gosh, she's so dumb. And it's as I like to tell my mom, is that when talking about Labradors, stupid is a term of endearment, because labs are adorable stupid, and so you're like, oh, you're so dumb, you're so stupid. And like, yeah, she really is, she's so dumb. She's the only dog we've ever had that for some reason has like a sense of like shame about like not having her collar on. Like, it's like someone explained what being naked is to her, because if her collar comes off, she like is like and is like distressed, and I don't understand that at all. I'm like, who taught you to be upset at this? I don't get it. And then if she gets her collar off, because her and my other dog wrestle, and so sometimes they'll pull the collars up over each other's heads. Like, if she gets it off, she'll carry it up to whoever's nearby, and like have it in her mouth, like, help me, and so you just take it from her and put it back on her. Usually you have to tighten it, because that's part of how they are able to get them off of each other, is because they'll pull on it and it'll loosen, and then they'll pull it right up over each other's heads. But she also will bring you my other dog's collar. If she pulls it off of her, she'll come into whoever's room that's home, or up to like the desk up front that we have or whatever, and just be like, I have stolen Sasha's collar, someone needs to fix this. It just really, really cracks me up. Like, I'm just like, I don't know why you're so upset about this. But she's just like, oh no, I have done a crime. She just cracks me up. She's really dumb about that. She's really dumb with, like, she's the only lab we've ever had that, like, doesn't fetch, but, like, doesn't even try. Because our lab, Mia, she would fetch until she got tired. Well, sort of until she got tired. She would fetch until she got kind of tired. And then she would go get the ball and she would come back to you, but she'd drop it partway through coming back because she was tired of holding it. But she still wanted to return to you because that's part of the game. And so she'd just start dropping it further and further away as she would get more and more tired. So you'd have to go and get it for her. Like, I don't know. Labs are so funny. But anyway, so she would do that, and then our dog Pearl, which is the one that we accidentally left outside, and she just didn't care. She would do like the typical, like, where you could throw it and she'd get it, but she didn't want to drop it. And so for her, you could just have two different toys because you throw one, she'd come, bring it back, and then once she was like by you, you could show her there was another toy and she'd drop the one she had and you'd throw that one and just like go on like a cycle of which toy you were throwing for her. So yeah, that was fine. We've had 2 German Shepherds, and then our other dog right now is a Belgian Tervuren. And Sasha also is very much the, like, I'll run and get it, but I'm not going to give it back to you. But she will, like, hoard the toys. She'll grab multiple in her mouth, whereas our lab never did that. So for her, you have to play with, like, a bunch of toys so that she'll get so many in her mouth that she can't hold them anymore, and they'll all spill out at once, and then you have to go and grab them all. And it's like, it's very stupid, but it's funny to watch, and so we keep doing it. And she's having a great time, so why not? And then our German Shepherds, the first one that we had fetched perfectly, which I barely remember this because unfortunately she died when I was 3, but perfect fetcher. And then the one after that, which was my dog, she, like, I don't know, she just kind of did what she wanted. So you could throw a toy for her and maybe she'd get it and maybe she wouldn't, you know? It just depended on her mood. Yeah, I don't know. Our dogs are, they're something, is what they are. And then again, Sylvie, who is asleep with her little nose against the door, she doesn't even try to fetch. And if you do get, like, a toy and, you know, try to throw it, she'll just watch it and let Sasha get it. She won't compete with her at all. She'll just be like, oh. But if you get a toy and you throw it really gently and, like, up high, so it only goes, like, a few feet out, but she has, like, plenty of time to see the arc and try to catch it, she'll try sometimes. Like, if she's really interested, she'll try. And then otherwise, she'll just watch it go, and sometimes it'll, like, bump her nose or whatever, which is why I never try with any of the heavy ones. Only the light toys, because if she doesn't go for it, it's just gonna bonk her in the face, and then I feel bad. Not that she ever looks like she cares, I'm like, oh no, like, are you okay? And she's just like, huh? What? Did something happen? No. Our dogs, they're so strange. Okay. I need to stop ranting about just random stuff, dogs and Jojo and all that, and actually work on the thing. Oh, actually, this is the same really dark purple as what I have for the hair, so let me actually get the highlight color that I did before. And that should be easy. You come zooming in. I feel like I'm progressively trying less and less to actually make it rendered in Jojo style, and it's getting more and more my own style, which is not what I meant to do. Habits, I guess. I don't know. I'm also, I think, getting sloppier and sloppier as I go. It's just how streams go for me, is I get progressively lazier. So yeah. That's entertainment, right? Where it gets worse the longer you watch. Actually, that's unfortunately true with a lot of stuff. Anyway, just ignore that. Let me grab this purple. Actually, purple I just keep going back to the same purple apparently, because actually I don't need any shading right there, but I do think that's a good color for it over here. I don't even know what I'm trying to do with this belt. I wanted it to be similar to how Jolene has, like, not a belt, but she has this little, like, belt buckle, essentially. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be, but she has a little thing that's, like, there where, like, a belt buckle would be. I'm, like, gesturing where you can't see me. But then it just, like, there's no belt attached to it, and I just kind of liked that idea of, like, maybe there's a belt in the clothes, maybe there's not, I don't know. But I just decided to do this belt where it kind of disappeared into the pants, because I just think that's a fun idea. A fun and pointless idea. Also, I'm doing this way too thick because I just remembered I'm doing this not in my own style, so I need to not be doing it so thick like that. Okay. Yeah. What I do want to do is darken up these little holes in the belt. The belt is actually not even based on, like, anything that I would assume from if I was just looking at this picture, because it's not a belt that Buffy ever wears, and it's also not like a Jojo belt. It's randomly based on a belt that Anya wears in Buffy, which I do want to draw an Anya Jojo, because so if you don't know anything about Buffy, Anya, her character is, like, known as the patron, helps if I can speak, the patron saint of women scorned, because she is a vengeance demon that grants wishes for women to, like, get back at, like, their boyfriends or whatever. And so she, like, gets this, like, reputation, and, like, just other stuff happens after that. But I like the idea of having, like, her in, like, her human form and having her stand be her demon form, because that'd be cool. Well, it'd be cool if you're a massive nerd like I am, so maybe. I don't know. Okay. What time is it? Got like 15 minutes that's enough time to do a shirt. Okay. Shirt that I've been avoiding. I think I said in the last stream, but her whole outfit in general is like sort of based on the episode Once More with Feeling, which is again, if you don't know anything about Buffy, there's a musical episode, and the reason I decided to go with her outfit from that, even though it's not necessarily the most like really Buffy or even the most Jojo thing that Buffy wears, is because of the pose that she's in. Is there's like a dance in like towards the end, and she does just for like a split second do like this little, with the hands like that and all reached out and the leg up and everything, and it's just like a split second. But when I was watching Buffy while house sitting, I had already kind of decided that when I got back I wanted to do the like Buffy Jojo thing, and I was like, okay, so I gotta kind of plan it out. That's too thick, but whatever. And I was watching and I got to the musical episode and she did that move, and I was like, that is such a good Jojo pose for just that split second little, like cat hand almost, because they do constantly weird things with their hands and arms. It's great. So I was like, that is so very Jojo, but also it is very like iconic Buffy, because like if you are a fan of the show, like that episode is so big, I guess. It was like a wild idea that they did it at all, and then it's really good. Yeah, so it's just, I was like, I think that that's gonna be a fun like outfit to do, but I obviously changed it because it's not a crop top. I made it a crop top to make it more Jojo. And then I also gave it like these little cuffs because that just, I don't know, it felt more Jojo-y. I don't know. It just felt like there was something missing, and I didn't want to just end it like in just like a straight line. There needed to be something here. But yeah, so I based this outfit on her outfit in that song for Once More with Feeling. And then I mixed it up a little to make it more Jojo-like. Like I said, did the crop top. I made the weird belts. I put the little dots along the edge. Although, actually, I kind of think she does have, like, something on the edge of the pants. I don't remember now. And then I had them end like this instead of how they're more, like, straight, I believe. But there's a lot of pants in JoJo that, puff out and then go in. Some of which have, like, a cuff and some don't. But yeah, so that's what I ended up deciding on, because it just seemed like fun. And that's the entire point of these. If anyone were to draw something like this and be like, and you have to take it seriously, I'd be like, no, you see what you've drawn, right? You see what that is? This cannot be serious. That's illegal. Just by nature. So yeah. Why do I keep doing things incorrectly? Alright. So yeah, that is why I did the outfit how I did it. makes very little sense, and I don't care. Let me actually fix some edges here. Stop being completely lazy. Only be a little lazy. Anyway. Let's see, I feel like her shoulder would be pretty shadowed because of her hair. I mean, yeah, her hair. Well, not her head. Okay. I'm gonna kind of do this, which I realize kind of makes some of her outfit, or some of her shading here, make less sense. But again, I am lazy, so I'm not going to fix it, at least not on stream. I may or may not change it later, because laziness. I don't have any willpower during stream. It's non-existent. So I'm incredibly lazy in my art while streaming. Maybe not incredibly lazy, but like it's not the best. Okay, also before I do this, kind of want to fix this line here because it's weird. I made it weirder. Okay. My dog is making a weird noise in her dreams. Anyway. So, soften all this out. Here we go. Yeah, I might have to do this kind of shading more often because I like it. It's very subtle and yet not at the same time. Okay, what time am I at? There's like 7 minutes left of stream. Do I want to try and do more? Or do I want to be lazy? There's only one answer. It's laziness. I'm gonna be done drawing for the next 7 minutes of stream. Even though I already stopped drawing multiple times to talk about things that maybe no one cared about. I don't know. Maybe everyone who sees this will just think that's the best thing in the world. I'm sure. Confidence. Yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching, and hope you'll come next time. I may or may not stream on Friday. It's frequently iffy. Wednesdays are the ones that I really try to make. And even then, unfortunately, I don't always because my life is weird. But yeah, so next time I may or may not keep streaming these, but I will finish them and, post them to Instagram, and may or may not post like process videos on YouTube. But they will be finished even if I don't finish them on stream. They'll probably be finished better if I don't finish them on stream, but I think they're fun and silly, and that's why I've been streaming them. But if I don't, I have no idea what I'll be drawing next. I know there's a few things that I wanted to do on stream, including I wanted to do kind of up the same alley, because I know that a lot of the Jojo ridiculousness is inspired by pinup poses and stuff, and I already like drawing that, and I promised my brother that I would draw Ken-ups, which would just be like the Kens from the Barbie movie in pinup poses. So I might do that soon. I might not. I really should do it soon though, because I told him I'd do it months ago and I have not. So we'll see. But yeah, thank you for hanging out and watching, and I hope to see you next time. Yeah. Bye.